What was the process like teaching Mike Hart and Reno Ferry the offense so they could then teach it to their position groups?
Oh, they're picking up actually fast. We really don't bring in a lot of new people.
Yeah.
So this is I don't think we've ever brought in 2 new people at the same time. But I think both of them are picking it up really quickly.
What do you maybe do, or if you can, before spring ball starts, just to, I guess, what do you do with them before that so they can start and maybe hit the ground running a little bit?
Just watch stuff with them and talk to them about how we like to do things, ask them how they did things, talk it out. Maybe their way is better than our way, or maybe we'll let them start their way and see if we like it better than our way, and then kind of decide how we're going to do it as a family.
Mm-hmm. I know you don't want to give too many specific details, but with those guys individually, how did they take to it? Was there anything, not having done this with 2 guys before, that happened that maybe you didn't expect?
No, I think anytime you're talking about the offense and the type of success we've had with the offense, that when a coach has an opportunity to come in and learn this, I think they're more excited. Mm-hmm. And it's just a matter of them wanting to learn exactly what we do, more so than them trying to bring in things that they did at other places.
Mm-hmm. And then do you give maybe those position groups a little extra attention to make sure they're moving on a personal level?
I give all position groups extra attention to make sure they're working on a really good level.
Thanks, Dino.
Yeah.
How's the special teams group looking? I know last year Syracuse had a punter who was kind of jokingly receiving some Heisman consideration, but how's the special teams group looking this year?
Well, the way we normally do when we put in the offense and the defense the very first spring is that we exclude special teams until after the break. Mm-hmm. So the only part of special teams that we work on in the first part of spring, and this is only the first year, next year it'll be totally different, but is PAT and field goal. So we work PAT, field goal until spring break, and then after spring break we put the rest of special teams in.
Kind of at the midway point of spring, has any quarterback separated himself in your eyes?
I think they're still doing, they're still thinking a lot, and they're still trying to do some good things. They're all doing some good things out there. I don't think there's really been a major separation. We've only really had one scrimmage, and we'll have most of our scrimmages after the spring break, and I think you need to decide on quarterbacks in game-like situations more so than practice.
Is it important to you to know who the guy is going to be going into the summer or August, or
if there's a guy, I mean, if it's too close to call, then it's too close to call. If there's a guy that separates himself, then that's good.
When you were first hired, was there any consideration to look at the personnel and maybe think of a different defense that you would use, or were you locked in on the Tampa 2 right away?
I think the biggest thing is make sure that you show kids you're recruiting what you're going to do. Sometimes you take what you've got and then you work with it and you try to slowly blend in something else. But if you want to start really fast, you kind of do what you do and get those guys to move to positions that they're more suitable in your offense and your defensive schemes, and then you let the recruits see exactly what you're trying to do so they can decide whether they want to come and be a part of it or not.
And how well have the safeties, athletically fit into everything that Tampa 2 requires?
I think they're doing a nice job. They're getting their hands on a lot of football, and they're really good tacklers in place.
Are you a coach that believes in kind of intertwining special teams roles? Kickers can punt, punters can kick. I mean, obviously they can do the same, but that's maybe the role they have on the team.
If they're good, they get to kick. If they're not good, then they don't.
So you give a little bit of a speech or address the team. It seems like heading into spring break. What was your message to those guys?
A lot of family stuff, but have fun. That was the first thing, have fun and be good. Same thing I tell my own kids. Have fun, but be good.
Two more questions?
That's exactly what I would tell my kids. Why'd you look at me like that? That's exactly what I tell my kids. Have fun, but you better be good.
I was wondering if you pay much attention to advanced statistics.
What's advanced statistics?
What do you chart, I guess, or what are you paying most attention to when you evaluate quarterbacks?
Completion percentage. They've got to be able to hit what they're throwing at.
Yeah.
Got to be accurate with the football. That's the most important thing.
How hard is it to run drills with such few players on the defensive line?
It's not hard. We just run the drill. I think those guys get really tired, but they're going to get really good too because they get more repetitions than they normally have if there was a lot of defensive ends and a lot of D linemen here.
I was going to say, how tired were those guys? I think there were 9 of them by the end of 124 plays on Saturday.
Oh, well. They'll get better.
Yeah.
Reps is like money in the bank. So if you're getting a lot of reps, you got a lot of deposits. You got a lot of deposits, and you can make some withdrawals later on in the season. It'll pay off for you.
Ted Taylor, I think last week, was talking about running some nickel stuff. How much of that do you kind of plan on mixing in on defense, and how much can you work on that in the spring?
You don't work on it much in the spring. We work on it a little bit, not that much. You got to get the base in, and you got to decide who the guys are going to be. Nickel's a special situation. You're going to have special personnel in for that situation. So right now we're trying to work on the base more so than just focusing on the third down stuff.
Is that for you guys a 4-2-5 or 3-3-5?
I don't know. We haven't decided yet. It's going to depend on how the personnel goes.
Final question.
You guys are good. I like that.
All right, thank you, Coach.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have a good spring.